Hey guys, and welcome to the CFC chat channel. I'm your host Amaya. And today we are going to be previewing the Aston Villa game. It's an all-important game which has so much on the line, not for them, but for us and the teams surrounding us as well in the race for top 4. But before we get into the actual preview, I just want to thank you guys for the tremendous support that we've got lately when it comes to subscribers. We really want to hit 1,000 subscribers as soon as we can, and hopefully before the Champions League final, which is in 1 week's time. And we also have a giveaway. If you guys could see the previous video which Matthew has posted on YouTube, it talks about the giveaway and how you can enter the giveaway and stand a chance to win not only a kit but a poster as well. But that's not in my hands. What is in my hands right now is the Aston Villa preview and how important this game is for us, because well, that win against Leicester was tremendous. I think it was delightful that we are in the driving seat and we don't have to rely on results elsewhere. We did have a late scare with the Jose Perez shot. I think I was fairly certain that had gone in, but thankfully it didn't. It just went above the crossbar, and we are now in third in the Premier League once again. So best of the rest sort of situation, I guess, if you can include it. But anyway, I think this game must win once again. I think the Leicester win midweek gave us a huge boost in confidence with the fans back as well. They were exceptional as always, and the players, you could see how much it meant to the players having fans back in the stadiums. And then, I mean, literally the first game back after a long period of time, months actually, and then we have a brawl on the pitch at the end of the game. So it was really good to see that the players are they're deriving energy from the crowd and utilizing it themselves. So that was great to see. But on the flip side now, Aston Villa, who actually faced Spurs away from home and got the better of them in the last game, do now have the home advantage for this one, and they're gonna have fans back, and we know how much of a difference their atmosphere makes in the stadium, really. But when you look at their position in the table, they're 11th. I think they're 4 points behind Leeds United, who are in 10th, and I think they're 7 points clear or so of Wolves, who are right below them. So they don't really have too much to fight for. I know that Dean Smith in his press conference said that he would try his best to get a win, and his players would be up for it. They would be pumped up, and with the fans back as well, I'm pretty sure that the Aston Villa players would want to get this win for their fans. But at the same time, it's going to be really hard for Dean Smith to motivate his players for this one, because I mean you're 11th. There's no threat for relegation. But at the same time, you're not contending for Europe, and you're not going to move right from that position. Whether you win, whether you lose, or whether you draw, you're going to finish the season on 11th. So I don't see how Dean Smith is going to be motivating his players. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they have one of the most resilient defenses in the league. Emiliano Martinez is a fantastic keeper, former Arsenal keeper of course, and then Mings and Konsa have been pretty decent this season. Konsa has really impressed me. In fact, switching over from right back into centre back, he's had a phenomenal season, and Matty Cash and Matt Target as well on either side of them have had pretty decent seasons. So they aren't a pushover side by any means. They've managed to frustrate the best of players, in fact. And I'd expect they do the same to us as well. And Jack Grealish is back, of course, just in time to face us. As always, the best players always recover in time to face us. But yes, Jack Grealish is back for Aston Villa, so he could prove to be a threat along with the usual suspects of Ollie Watkins, and Bertrand Traore has found a rich vein of form off late as well. Great to see the former Chelsea Youth Academy prospect, of course. But apart from that, I don't really see what Aston Villa are going to be fighting for in this game. Ross Barkley as well is not going to be included because, as per Premier League regulations, he can't face his parent club. And McGinn is in fact a very interesting player, someone who I'm a huge fan of, and not many people seem to rate, but I really like McGinn and how he goes about his work, his business. Such a great midfielder, complete box-to-box midfielder, left-footed as well. So Aston Villa aren't pushovers by any means, is all I wanted to accomplish by describing their players. But on the flip side, I think the Chelsea players have to know how much this means, because I mean, we do have a Champions League final coming up, and then our FA Cup final didn't go well, so we have to go into the Champions League finals in high spirits, and I don't want us to have to face the pressure of having to win the Champions League to qualify for the Champions League next season once again. And it's very much a possibility, because Liverpool, I think, are very definitely gonna get the better of Crystal Palace, who of course lost Eberechi Eze to injury as well recently, a long-term Achilles injury. Hope he recovers soon, a great talent. But I think Liverpool definitely going to get the better of Crystal Palace. Now Leicester versus Spurs is going to be a very interesting game, and I think Spurs would have had something to fight for had they beaten Aston Villa midweek, but because they did lose to Aston Villa in the midweek fixture, I don't think they have too much to fight for. They're 3 points behind West Ham, and West Ham face Southampton at home, so I think West Ham are probably going to get the win or a draw at least and secure their 6th spot in the Premier League table. So I think that Spurs probably don't have too much to fight for either. Kane looked so... I don't know, he just looks done with Spurs, doesn't he? I think there was a video clip going around on Twitter as well of him saying, "What's the point anymore?" or something. I don't know if that's accurate, but that was what it looked like. So I don't think Spurs are going to put up too much of a fight against Leicester. Leicester also going to have their fans back. They did have their fans in Wembley for the FA Cup final, as did we, but back at home, going back to the King Power Stadium, I definitely think that Leicester are going to be up for it, and I think that Leicester are going to get the win there as well. So it is up to us to beat Aston Villa away from home, because if we don't, then I think that we're going to have to settle for Europa League and go into the Champions League final. Going to have to win the Champions League final if we don't beat Aston Villa. But do I think we will? I think we should. I'm not saying we will. I think we should. I think the players by now have to realize how big of a task this is, and I think they have to step up themselves and not rely on external factors for motivation. They should feel motivated from within to finish in top 4, because once you do, you get so many added benefits along with it. Not to mention, our summer targets will probably be very enthusiastic about the fact that they could get to play Champions League football next season should we qualify. But I think that's about that. Talking about the game, I'm going to go straight into the lineups. And for Chelsea, I think Mendy in goal definitely has to start ahead of the Champions League final as well, which I think he will start too. And then the back 5, I think is going to be really interesting this time, because I can see Reece James playing as a right centre back, but at the same time Azpilicueta at right wing back, I'm not really convinced. I think I'm gonna probably go with Azpilicueta right centre back, Christensen in the middle. I'm going to go for Christensen once again, because Thiago Silva's now played 2 games back to back. He played the FA Cup final and he played against Leicester midweek as well. Phenomenal performances both times, don't forget that. But at the same time, can he play 3 games a week? I just don't want to risk anyone before the Champions League final, I think that's such a momentous occasion that I don't want to risk any players who are even 50-50, right? Just rest them. And then on the left, Rudiger, I think, has to continue. Excellent once again against Leicester. He's really someone who's turned it around when it comes to supporters. And then I think the wing backs, I'm going to go with Alonso, because once again Chilwell played a little bit in the FA Cup final, but then he played the entirety of the Leicester game midweek. So I mean, if he is fit enough to play this one, then I think we should play Chilwell. But if he's not, if he's 50-50 borderline types, then I think I'm going to have to go with Alonso on the left and Reece James on the right. Probably we might see Hudson-Odoi being given a shout as well against Aston Villa's low block, but I think their midfield and attack isn't as as I think it isn't as bad, I think is what we can say. So which is why I think Hudson-Odoi would probably get a little bit exposed defensively, because we know that he's more ideally suited to a winger position. But I think that Reece James is probably going to play right wing back. Could hold Grealish as well, who plays on the left and cuts inside. Moving into midfield, I think Kovacic will probably start this one, get some fitness and get some minutes in the tank ahead of the Champions League final, because he was out injured for some time. And alongside him, I think it's going to be Jorginho. Gilmour probably might get a shout, but I don't know. I'm not convinced if Tuchel is convinced about Gilmour. Gilmour, of course, did get selected for the Scotland squad in the Euros, so huge congratulations to him. So I'm not quite sure if he'll play this one. I don't want to risk N'Golo Kante at all. I know Tuchel said that he's going to have a late fitness test, so hopefully he gets rested altogether, because absolutely no risks taken, especially when it comes to N'Golo Kante, who's such an important player for us. And then moving front, I would probably start Kai Havertz, but I don't know if Kai Havertz is fit once again. I think Havertz is also going to undertake a late fitness test, so I'm going to go with Ziyech on the right, on the left Mount, and I really want to say Tammy through the middle, but I know it's not going to happen, so there's no point dwelling on that. I'm going to say Werner through the middle once again. I think that's how we're going to line up, and I think that's about it. This is the last game of the Premier League season. Of course, hopefully we do get the win in this game. As for the prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Chelsea and reach the 70-point mark, qualify for Europe once again in the Champions League, and hopefully we see some big things in the summer, and hopefully we see some big things in the Champions League final, which is just 1 week away now. The nerves are setting in, of course. But anyway, that's been my time about the preview, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and keep the support coming. As I mentioned before, we really would love to hit the 1000 subscriber mark right before the Champions League final, and we do have some big guests, some big ideas this week ahead of the Champions League final. Hopefully they do come to light. But until next time, see you guys.